Ladies and gentlemen, we have on the line the one and only Empress T. Welcome, my girl.
Nothing much. How was your New Year's? How was your New Year's?
I mean, I tell you, man, it's absolutely wonderful. Can't complain. Like I say, I have health and strength and doing my radio show and working on Palace. So, hey, I can't ask for nothing more than that. How was yours?
Oh, it was good. It was good. My son, his birthday is on New Year's
Oh,
Day, so we usually have family and food, and there's a lot of goofing around, and it's just a good time for us. We always have a good time when we're together.
indeed, indeed. I want to say big happy belated birthday for your son there. No,
Thank you.
this is the seventh week you're going to be doing your presentation, and thus far, a lot of interest. Many people are excited about the information you present, and I know this week is not any different. So, overall, just introduce today's topic, and if you want to tie in, because you're always trying to get the continuity going in terms of what you did last week and this week and so forth. So, just take it away and do your thing. Go ahead.
Okay. Today we're going to talk more about foods. I know that we did a segment on food. We touched on it lightly, but this will go into it a little more in terms of what foods are good for us and what foods are not, and the effects that it's actually having. Basically, what we were talking about was processed foods versus whole foods. And by that, I mean instant food, anything that you can go to the store and you just have to boil or pop in the microwave or, has minimal cooking is considered a processed food. And generally, the quicker the cook time, the more processed it is and the more depleted of the nutrients it is, because in order to get it to cook really fast, they have to strip it down and make it into something else.
Okay.
So it's those foods that cause the most problems and issues. And so what they do basically is put you in a more acidic state of being. And by that, we're talking about our pH, our body pH, which pH is the potential for hydrogen in the body. So you want your body to be balanced. We have all of the body systems, and all of them need to be functioning in a proper manner. They all need certain nutrients. Different systems need different nutrients and different minerals. So that when your body is in a balanced state, everything is functioning like it should. So, but now the diet that we really have over here in the Americas is not really a healthy diet, which is what I stressed before. We eat more processed foods. Everything is stressed the quick time. Oh, we don't want to spend any time boiling water. We don't want to bake a chicken. It takes too long. We rather go and get it from McDonald's, get a burger and fries real quick. We'll wait 30 minutes online to eat a 2-second meal, but we won't take 20 minutes at home to cook. And the effects,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, no, no. I agree.
The,
I'm just giggling because it is so true what you're saying. Because with nowadays, everybody has to work. Both parts of the family are working, and with the internet age, people don't have time to really cook that much. But you're right. We need to pay attention more to some of the things you're saying.
yeah, because we say we don't have the time, but yet, I've heard people say, oh, I was on that line for 30 minutes to go to the drive-through, and they bring their kids here with a little mashed up burger and the soggy fries and the drink, the sugar drink, and the kids look at that, and most of the kids that are in my daycare will ask me for some food. They want to eat some food because that's what I cook to them. That's what I know. But back to that fast food diet, what it does is it puts your system in an overdrive to digest it, because it really there's nothing in it that's healthy for you. So basically what happens is it's too acidic. Your body has to go into overdrive to filter all the chemicals and all the toxins out. And so what happens is now it's robbing it's robbing itself of the nutrients of calcium, of magnesium, of iodine, these different minerals in our body that we need to have all the systems functioning. Is being robbed, just trying to keep it in balance. So that while you're eating these foods and you're thinking that you're, fortifying your body, you're not really doing that. You're putting your body into deeper distress. Lots of times people think, oh, it's also cheaper. It's cheaper to eat fast food. It's cheaper to buy hamburger helper. It's cheaper to buy those instant TV dinners. But in the long run, it's not really cheaper.
Right.
Because what happens is you eat these quick meals, they don't have any nutrient value. And so you're still hungry. So you have to actually eat bigger quantities. And so what it does is it gives you fake calories. It doesn't give you any nutritional value. It gives you fake calories. And I'll explain what I mean by the fake calories later.
What's the word? I'm not hearing the word. Is it safe calorie? I didn't hear the word.
Fake calories.
Okay.
FAKE,
fake,
not real
fake.
calories.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so, you're filling up on the food, but you're not getting any nutritional value.
Right.
But really, if you eat whole foods, you won't need as much because it gives you the nutritional value that you need.
And if you were to look at the picture even bigger than that, like you said, if you eat all the junk stuff and you get ill, from a standpoint of staying healthy, getting sick, your medical bill, your hospital bill, net, you're not any better off.
Yeah, exactly. You might have been better off for those few minutes, and then not even really, because you waited so long. You could have cooked that meal yourself, and the amount of money that you spend. An average family, 3 or 4, is going to spend $20 or more at a fast food drive-through. And that $20 you could buy, a bag of potatoes. You can buy, some real vegetables, a red and green pepper, and those are some of the things that keep your body alkaline. So basically, between those food choices, the processed foods, and soda, we over in the Americas consume so much soda. And soda is like one of the worst things that you can consume. It robs your body of many nutrients. The main one being iodine. I think it's very high. If I'm not mistaken, the acid is phosphoric acid. And it's like supposed to be close or similar to battery acid. And so, you've seen the little videos where they pour the Coca-Cola on the hood of a car and it starts to corrode and things like that. And so it really has those effects. And so it robs your body of iodine too. And then what that does is it affects your thyroid. And once your thyroid is affected and your metabolism is affected, then you start getting sluggish, you gain weight. But it's not real calories. You didn't gain it from nutrients. You're gaining it from more of a malfunction of your body than anything.
Can I just looked up something here. I just want to add it to your information here. It says American soda consumption, half of us drink it every day. Study says it says the health hazards in drinking sugar sweetened beverages like sodas and sugary fruit drinks is no secret. In fact, a Yale University Rudd Center for Food Policy and Obesity study found that a majority of Americans understand that soda is bad for them. But despite this, a Gallup poll reveals that 48% of surveyed Americans, nearly half, drink soda on a daily basis. And what's more,
say they drink about 46 gallons per year.
Right, and
gallons.
Which equates to 2.6 glasses per day.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So see, and like I said, the soda is bad for you because it robs you of your iodine. So that's what's causing the obesity. So, in addition to the sugar decaying your teeth because it robs your teeth as well, it's really not good for you, but we're hooked on it. I can remember going to the supermarket the other day and, they have these little carts for people to shop, as they're shopping, they can ride on these carts. And the poor woman, she actually looked like she needed another cart. But what was interesting about it was that when I walked up to her and looked in her shopping cart, she had about 5 different types of diet sodas. She didn't have any food in her shopping cart. So, it's no wonder that she's not able to walk. She's consuming no food. She's consuming purely soda. And so this is what they do. They push that soda. They push the diet theme. You can lose weight, but you'll never lose weight drinking soda. And that's what people are not getting. What they need is water, juice. But they make the juice and the healthy foods unavailable by making the prices higher. And so people think that, if I eat these foods, they're cheaper, I'll get more, will be healthier, but it's really the reverse. If you buy the whole food, you won't need to eat as much because you'll be full and you'll have nutrients and minerals that your body actually needs, opposed to just empty value foods. Beer is another high consumption, caffeine, alcohol, those things also rob and deplete your body and cause you to be really acidic. Fried foods, animal proteins. We in the Americas eat an enormous amount of animal protein. And it's not just through meat. It's ice cream, cheese, yogurt, things like that also give you animal protein. Pork, fish, those are, and that causes you to be acidic as well. So it's just generally this diet, and again, to just try and be mindful and try it. Once you start eating healthy, you'll want to eat healthy all the time. It's I had one of my listeners the last time I presented about the food say to me, "Well, what about accessibility? I can't get to those types of stores. I can't find fresh fruits and vegetables." Make it a family event. Make it a group event. Go to one of your neighbors. Ask them if they want some fresh fruits and vegetables as well. And make it something fun so that it's not a chore. And once you do it and bring other people along, you'll see that it becomes a habit, a positive and healthy habit.
But that was one of the things I think the last time when you talked about that I brought up. Because, generally... The poor class, the people who don't really have the money, can't go to buy some of the products that you're talking about, which are healthy for your body. So the next question is, what do you do? And you're giving solutions. You're saying to do this and to do that. But generally, people aren't listening to me and you, so they're just going to continually eat those things. So at what point can we ever get to them? Is it up to the manufacturers, the people who are selling these products, to really label the things and put a big warning sign on there? This will kill you. What do you think?
Actually, they do have access. You'd be surprised what basic foods give you all the vitamins that you need. So that, like these forums here where we're just talking about it, is getting people open again to the ideas of eating natural. Spinach, kale, cucumbers, simple things. It's not even anything really hard that you have to find where you have to go to a farmer's market. It's really basic things. And again, just awareness. If you're just aware, you'll see that you can really live like that. Avocados, bell peppers, broccoli, very simple things. You know what I'm saying? Lots of it is fruits and vegetables. And again, most of it is just being mindful. Once you're being mindful, then that changes everything. And involve the children, because the younger you involve them, they grow up with that being their diet, opposed to them wanting the processed foods. My children, they'll eat processed foods, but they don't want processed foods.
Right.
And they don't want it to the point where they'll cut the vegetables. They'll cut the green peppers. They'll cut the red peppers. They'll cut the onions. They'll cut the garlic. They'll cut everything up just to make it easier. And it's fun. We talk. We laugh. It's a family event, because eating and staying healthy is a family event. So that, again, if you make it more something positive and happy instead of a chore, it's easier to achieve. And try it. Try one meal one day and price it out. Go to the store, get a bag of potatoes, get a bag of brown rice, get some green peppers, red peppers, and onions, and stew all those vegetables together. Make a pot of rice. Add up how much it costs. Feed your family, and then try to place a value on the love that you put in there. I don't know how much you can equate the love, but value it out. Do a comparison and see how much did it really cost you to have a healthy meal versus a processed, quick, fast food meal.
Okay. Let me ask you this though. From a weekly budget again, I get back to this, and I know you says it's not that expensive, but I have a problem believing that to the extent that you can do that readily and inexpensively. Where can one go?
It's in the receipts. It's in the receipts. Do an actual comparison. Take 1 week of your regular diet and keep all the receipts at the end of the week. Fast food is expensive, and that is a reality. People don't want to believe it, but that is why a lot of people are in poverty now. It has more to do with poor management of money than anything. Do a comparison. Do 1 week where you just eat fast foods and your processed foods, and also chart how you feel. What was your mood? What kind of encounters? Like, do a real study. If this is for someone serious about it.
Right.
What was your mood? What were your interactions with people? And what was your diet for that first week? Then you do a second week where you buy natural foods. Buy some brown rice, and you'll be surprised. A 5-pound bag of rice will go far for a small family.
Okay. Let me ask
go
you.
ahead.
Let me ask you this though. Organic. Many times people talk about eating healthy. They talk about buying organic food, and from what the little that I've seen, organic food is very expensive.
True. Me, I don't buy the organic brand unless there is nothing else, and the reason why is because really with the organic, it was supposed to be to differentiate with how much pesticides are being used and things like that. But at this point, there's almost no way for them to grow these things without some type of interaction with pesticides or, those bugs, not just the pesticides, the growing agents and things like that. So that what you want to do is focus in on cleansing and detoxing the fruits and vegetables as much as you can before you consume it. Some of the best ways are soak it in apple cider vinegar and water solution for about 20 minutes before you eat it, or lemon and water. Those are ways where you can leach out some of the toxins before you eat it so that you don't have to always consume organic. Because it is true, some things are really expensive. But again, just like you would make your careful decision which fast food you're going to go to, whether it's Chick-fil-A, whether it's McDonald's, or whether it's Burger King, based on the menu, flip it. Turn that around to eating whole foods. What are you going to eat tonight? Whether it'll be brown rice or steamed potatoes or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And experiment. And like I said, for the serious people, do a 2-week comparison. And so that on that second week, when you're eating whole foods, record your moods too. How did you feel? What were your interactions? So that you can see. Because depending on what you eat, it also has an effect on your mood.
Right.
It has an effect on your interactions with people, your body smells, your sleep patterns. It has an effect on everything. And so, again, it's for the serious, who want to have improvements. And, things like diabetes, all the body aches, the MS, all these newer illnesses that have come about because of the change in diet. When you think about it, or when I think about it, older people, they didn't have all these diseases that you hear about now. In fact, I never heard about so much disease as I do now in my lifetime. We actually had old people that were, healthy, vibrant around in the house. Now you hardly see them. They're all in a hospital, or they're all put away. Either their body is functioning, but their mind is not, or the mind is functioning and the body is not. But think about it. When we ate whole foods more, people were healthier. People lived longer. People were happier. Old people weren't so ornery. There might have been one or two, but there weren't a whole bunch, you know, so that we have to take it back. We have to reclaim our time. If you have time to go on Facebook and Twitter and this, that, and the other, you have time to cook a 20-minute meal with your family. If you have time to get online, to wait for a fast food meal that you know is going to still leave you hungry, you have time to go to the supermarket and get something healthier that's going to last you 2 or 3 meals instead of just one meal. So then you help your budget and you help your health.
All right, hold it there for a second. All right, folks, we're speaking live with Empress T with a weekly presentation on high frequency, and she's focusing her talk this week on alkalinity and acidity and its effect on your health. And, you know, she says to do an analysis of the fast food for week versus the other way and see which is most efficient and most effective in terms of a cost standpoint. All right, folks, again, Empress T, she's here every week, every Friday at 10:30. And remember, every Tuesday, we have Sir Keith Anthony, and he speaks about hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Hypnotherapy, sorry. And also every Monday, Toronto Queen talks about what's happening over there in Canada. Continue, Empress.
Well, that was basically it, you know, that and rest. Stress also produces the same acidic effects on your body, believe it or not, as eating the wrong food. So that, again, you want to be mindful of what type of thoughts you're having, how your body is feeling, how much tension you're holding on to, and just really be mindful of your body. That is more it than anything, because once you're in tune with how you feel and you're connected with, you know, with how you're breathing and how you're feeling and how you're talking to people and how you're hearing things and how your mood is, how you're perceiving things, then you're in tune with everything. You want to eat better. You want to feel better. You want to exercise. You just want to continue to feel better.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I just saw a couple of inputs in the chat room. 25th Century from New York says he just drank some green drink. And SW talks about she has to watch what she eats. She buys a lot of organic stuff, and it's very expensive, and she has to be creative at times to make things happen for it to work for her. How do you know when you're at a balance? Because you talk about a balance, too acidic versus too alkaline. The question then is there a point where you can have too much of these type of food that you're talking, and it's going to throw your pH in the more non-acidic direction? How do you manage those situations?
Actually, there is, but those are like rare, extreme cases, and it's actually, they have a name for it. It's alkalosis, where you'll have like a overgrowth of yeast and things like that in the body. So there is a point, but that is, and that also causes problems, arthritis, and things like that too. So that you really have to go by how you feel. You know when you're not feeling well. You're not supposed to have aches and pains in your joints. So if you have aches and pains in your joints, then something is out of balance. If you have aches and pains in your muscles, something is out of balance. Use your guide. Lots of times we ignore the pain because we've been experiencing it for so long.
Right.
And people are afraid to go to the doctor because they know the doctor's going to say something is bad, because the doctor's trying to make money, and you know, then you get into the stress thing, oh, you don't want to go, and it's a really vicious negative cycle.
Right.
There are tests. They have these test strips that you can buy at the pharmacy. You know, if you want to get really technical about it, but you don't have to go that far.
Right.
You know when your body is functioning properly. You know when you're having regular bowel movements. You know when you're eliminating urine. Your urine color is supposed to be as close to clear as possible. It's supposed to be like the most light yellowish color, you know, tint. So things like that. Look for those types of things that clue you into whether or not your body is alkaline or not, whether your body is in a balanced state or not. It's not always that you need to go to a doctor. Sometimes you can correct it by yourself. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not saying don't go to a doctor.
Right.
But use your mind and get in touch with your body. Wake up, feel yourself. Know how you feel. Stretch in the morning. Make sure that you're allowing all your systems to flow. And then take it from there. Eat healthy. You know what healthy food is. At this point, there's enough things that you can do. Cucumbers and things really don't cost that much.
Let me. Sorry, go finish your thoughts, and I have a question.
So that if you normally go to McDonald's and you have that lunch special that's $8 or $9, $10. If you go one day to the Farm Fresh or whatever supermarket you have there, and you get a cucumber, the cucumber probably costs you 60 cents, 60, 70 cents, right? And you get maybe an avocado. You could cut that avocado in half and save one for the next day. The avocado might cost you $2. You can get some salad dressing, you know what I'm saying, so that you can have a healthy, wonderful lunch that is going to cost you half the price of the other lunch.
Okay. The say the prescription that you've just laid out, I'm following it and I'm healthy and fine, everything's doing fine. Is there anything wrong with once in a while? Because as a Jamaican, I love my oxtail and love my curry goat.
Oh, absolutely not. Again, the thing is moderation and balance.
Okay.
So that, and it's funny that you say that because, my departed husband was Guyanese, and one of my favorite dishes is pepper pot. Now, if anybody knows anything about pepper pot, that's still with every kind of meat in the world. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not consuming it every single day, and you know what I'm saying, all day long. So that's not my steady diet. And even then, I will probably detox myself right afterwards.
And the detoxification, because I don't know if that's a subject matter. Cause you have so much different subject matter you're gonna cover. Maybe, and I'm putting you on the spot. Maybe if you can take a minute or two to talk about detoxing. We just had these holidays where people eat a lot of stuff, and what you're saying then, at some point to create that balance, to get back to the balance point in the middle, you have to probably detox. What's the best detox process, or how does one go about detoxing themselves? Because we hear these terms all the time, and what are some of the options that they are?
Well, detox basically means to just remove some of the toxins that you put in your body. And I think I had mentioned before that, toxins are everywhere. I had one of my listeners say, oh my goodness, if I start thinking about all the toxins everywhere, I'll go out of my mind. But the point that I wanted to bring was that be mindful enough to know that you can detox your body, though, every now and then. So there's different types of detoxes you can do. You can detox your body on a daily basis with lemon and water.
Oh, okay.
And even though lemon is citric, when it goes into your body and after it digests and with the water, it turns into something else. It has an actual alkaline effect.
Right.
And it also, it leaches out all the negative toxins. It causes your body to sweat out certain toxins and into your waste and helps your kidney function, all those things like that. So that's a form of detoxing. You can also use apple cider vinegar and water with honey. That's a form of detoxing. Those are some that you can do on a daily basis, or you can do more intensified, like fasting. I recommend that you look it up. I don't want to give any prescriptions, but look it up and try different things for you. You're supposed to have bowel movements every day. Anybody that tells you that you're not is lying to you. You eat every 8 hours. There is no way that you can eat for a week, 8 hours every day, sometimes more, and not relieve any of that food. Where is it going?
Right, and that's a theoretical, but there are cases where people probably will go 1, 2, 3 days without those movements that you're talking about. The point here is you're supposed to. So if you're not having it, something is wrong. That's when you need to really
to try and detox and loosen up the fecal matter. Drink apple cider vinegar. It's going to take some time because it took some time to get to those points. But what happens is the buildup of the fecal matter and the hold of all those toxins starts to affect your body from the inside out.
Right.
So now you have odors coming out, people that smell, you have acne, because it has to go somewhere. So
Exactly.
the toxins are different type of acids in your body. So imagine, if you will, a big pot, a steam pot, and everything is just churning and bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. Where's the steam going to go? Eventually it's going to burst. So there you have acne, you have scalp issues, eczema, asthma, diabetes, arthritis. It starts to affect and attack your body from within.
Now, sweating is also something that's supposed to be very important for one's health, right? Because
It is and it isn't, because you don't want to get extreme. Like with the detox, and the reason why I say go and check it out is a couple years back I did an external detox where it was I took a bath in Epsom salt, baking soda, and sea salt. And I sat in there, said from 20 to 40 minutes, and it's supposed to detox your body, and, you know, you're supposed to feel really good. Well, Rula, and people, I tell you, when I got out, that thing really detoxed my body. I couldn't even stand. I started shivering and convulsing. My body just started pouring out an enormous amount of sweat, and I guess it was toxins that were just running out of my body.
Wow.
And it I almost passed out. My kids, you know, everybody was scared. They were like, what happened? What happened? And, you know, so that you have to be careful, because sometimes it's the toxins that hold you up.
Right. No.
After a while, you've been subjected to them. So you want to be very careful. The best way to detox is a regular detox. My kids do the fiber detox, you know, where they mix the fiber in the water and they drink that. And it just is to keep fiber in. That's another way to detox your body. But it's on a regular, steady, you know, basis. So you don't want to shock your system. You want to go into it gradually. But again, be mindful that it needs to be done.
Right. And that was one of the points. I think you said it right before I asked the question, because that was one of the points I was going to bring forth, that, you know, if you do these things in one big aggressive swoop, it's going to probably have a ill effect on you. You have to do it gradually. And you talk about balance. It's about the balance again. Clearly is the point you're trying to make.
Yes, exactly. And so, you know, live. I'm not saying don't eat this, don't eat that, but don't eat over abundance of one and, you know, not an overabundance of the other. Just, you know, like I said, be mindful of what we're eating. Be mindful of what we're doing. And also, certain foods do give you certain feels and attitudes.
Right.
You know, it really affects you directly, and you'll know and you'll feel it. Just try it. Like I said, just try it. Make it a fun event. Don't make it something that, oh God, it's going to cost so much. It really doesn't. I prefer to buy my own food than to eat out. In fact, sometimes the kids will say, oh, could we eat out? And I'll say yes. And I get to KFC and I say, oh, no, I'm not spending $40 on a fake chicken meal. Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. You know, Royal just put in the chat room that, you know, when he substitutes fruits for breakfast, in less than an hour, he has a movement. And I somebody say that happens to me once when she took Carcar's Sagrada. I'm not sure what that is at all. But yeah, we get the message. About the bottom line is balance. You know, be mindful of your body, your mood, and how you feel. And because Mr. Tony Ryan, I normally hear him. He mentions on Clinton Lindsay's show, if at any moment you feel pain in your body, no matter where, something is going on that's not supposed to be happening.
Exactly. And that is so true. It is so true. And don't ignore it. And don't placate it. Like a lot of times we go and get these Band-Aids. And what I mean by Band-Aid is you go to the doctor and you say, oh, doctor, my arthritis, my leg is hurting. He's going to give you something for the pain. He's not going to give you anything for the arthritis. He's not going to say, well, we need to find out what is causing the arthritis. He's going to give you something for the pain so you keep coming back.
All right. I know you want to keep this to 30, 35 minutes. We're at 33 minutes. Gonna say a big shout out to people in the chat room. A number of people in the various chat rooms. There are about 10 chat rooms that are here, but the ones that we're monitoring closely. I want to say big up to 25th Century, Mr. Clifton Edwards, also to Beverly Morgan, our moderator, and Toronto Queen, also to China Nicole, the big reggae artist, going to be doing a lot of big things later in 2015. Going to talk to her maybe in another month or so about her new album or revisit of her album. I want to say big up to China Nicole. Also to Librock up there in Canada. I want to say big up to Librock. I know from time to time he's been going through a little issues, but I want to say big him up. And Roddy Strutt. This young lady and I have been hanging doing my radio shows for about 6-7 years now. From I was on the other network there. I want to say big up to Roddy Strutt. Also the big man, Mr. Roy Lowe, who gave us the idea to start, name the artist, name the song. SAA out of J. Also the guest 3350, guest 0962, guest 2157, guest 2784, guest 0942, and all the listeners on Mighty Radio and also on the Flavor Radio, Caribbean Radio Show, CRS Radio, 25th Century, Scotch P Radio, Mixler Radio. Who else am I leaving out? The folks over there on Reggae Nostalgia that are tuning in to us. The Flavor Radio. So just wrap it up for me in a couple of minutes or words. Anything that you want to say and what they can look forward to coming up in another week or two or so.
Okay, just in terms of the alkaline diet, it's more a whole food diet. Just be mindful. They said that it helps to, keep your weight down. It can help prevent cancer, keep your bones strength up, and, give you increased energy. So again, that the point is to be in connection with your body, with your mind, how you feel, and your spirit, so that we're, living happier and healthier lives. And that was basically it.
Yeah, let me just say big up all the listeners also over One Harmony Radio in London, England, and also again Vibes Urban Station, Huddersfield, and Mighty Radio in Manchester, England. Well, Empress T, blessed love to you once again, and thanks again for a great presentation today regarding high frequency acidity and alkalinity and its effect on your body. Blessed love to you. All right.
Yes, thank you, Rula.
Yes,
bye,
indeed.
everyone.
Yes, indeed. That's the one and only Empress T. And she does a lot of background work. She just doesn't come on and talk for talk's sake. She really comes on and researches her information and is able to present it to you. And want to thank her for taking the time. Because a lot of time when we come up, she's not a medical doctor or anything, but she's giving her information based on her experience and also her research, and it takes a lot of work to